Hi everyone, thank you for deciding to click on my video. Today I want to talk about Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. As of making this video, it's released today, July 18th, and I'd like to give my initial impressions of the game after only a few hours. I want to preface that this video may not be fully representative of my thoughts after finishing the game, but I'd still like to share my thoughts, so here I am. First of all, I think what A44 Games have done here is pretty impressive. You can kind of sense the game is AA material, but I think there's a lot of aspects that warrant a high amount of praise. With combat being the most important, let's get that out the way. It's pretty good. Although far from perfect, it feels kind of like Jedi Survivor rather than a Souls-like, which is by no means bad. It just depends on which combat style you'd prefer. Input feels weighty, and I appreciate the 3 skill trees and how each of them offer variances in gameplay. That'll change things up quite a bit. I'm pretty bad at the game, but I can tell with some more time, players will be a lot more flowing in combat, which will really reward your time spent. Even then, though, the basics are good enough to warrant playing through. The visuals are also pretty great. I myself play on a Series S, and although I'd really love a 60 frame per second mode, the 30 doesn't feel too bad here compared to other games. And it helps that environments are well detailed, and I can tell the team put a lot of time into it. The enemies also have stunning designs, even early on with bosses and standard enemies. There's a few that stick out. Obviously there's some plain enemies that don't do much, but I can't think of a game like this that doesn't have that. Anyway, the story is another interesting thing. I can't quite yet gauge how people feel about it, but I think it's alright. With that being said, it's nothing special yet, and so far the characters haven't really dragged me in yet. The idea of taking down gods with another god is pretty cool, and it's a big bonus to the game, but as far as narrative goes, it sits in the middle for me. And last of all, there's just the general presentation. Is it worth your money? Well, I'll answer that in 2 ways. Is it worth trying if you have Game Pass? Absolutely, there's no doubt about it, and I feel most people would be happy with their experience. If you don't have Game Pass though and want to buy the game outright, then I'd recommend waiting a few days and seeing the general consensus on the game, or maybe getting it discounted at a later date. It's not full price, so I'm glad it's available to more people, but with it still being in the $30 to $40 range, I think it's best to see what people say about the game and maybe give it a go. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support and also sticking around to the end. Let me know if you've played the game and what you think of it. Bye now.